Hi, we're Roxanne and Len, a Canadian couple who have retired early and are traveling the world. Today we're in Brasov and we have 24 hours to see everything that we possibly can. Come join us.
Okay, we're in Brasov today and we've got one day to see this amazing city. Kind of excited. This is the street we're on. I'll flip it and show you. This is our street. Len has got our day planned out for us. So we'll see where he's taking us. Okay, Len, where are we heading?
Straight ahead.
Straight ahead. Do we know where is our destination? We're risking it having him be our guide. Yeah. I'm not sure how the day is going to go. But I'll show you these buildings again. We are like right in the heart of Old Town. Our accommodations are awesome location. Can't complain.
A few blocks from Council Square, which is the center.
How do you not love this?
Now we go this way.
You guys enjoying our walk? I am. There's a little train you could take to do some sightseeing.
So here we are in Council Square, known locally, and I hope I say this properly, as Swat Tulis or Piata Swat Ulias. It is the center of the old city. In Brasov is where we currently are, one of the oldest and important cities in Romania. This is the council square that historically was a or a place of commerce and a market. And the building that you saw a couple minutes ago is a 15th century building that at one time was the city hall. No longer is the city hall. It's currently a museum, I believe. And it, from what I read, is very representative of the architecture and the culture of the city of Brasov. And the square is surrounded by other historic buildings, which as we go to, we'll tell you a little bit about them. But currently it's a very cool, hip place.
Very colorful.
Restaurants, shops,
Even a Dracula shop.
some businesses. We even got our Starbucks over there. It's a museum, and I believe that's probably the Black Church right over there off the square here, which we'll go to and tell you a little bit about. So this is where we're starting off our day in Brasov. So we're here at the Black Church in Brasov. And up there is the pipe organ from 1839 with 4,000 pipes in it. And it's remained unchanged since then, from what I understand. Here's the Black Church. It's, as you can see, it is huge, and I cannot get it into one image. From what I read, this is one of the biggest Gothic. It is the biggest Gothic church between Vienna and Constantinople, which is now Istanbul. It's immense. We're making our way up to the funicular to ride to the top, just get a scenic view of Brasov and have a look at the Brasov sign way up on the hill there. Probably can't tell from the video, but this is a steep road going up, and if we had more time and we were younger, we might consider walking up, which you can do, but that looks like a very steep walk. So we're gonna opt out for riding in a cable car to go to the top. And you can hear me puffing already. And now we're actually, from what I understand of the map, out of the city, along a fortress wall.
That is really cool.
There's a tower there. I'm not sure which tower that is. There's a number of towers along the wall. So this would have been the outside of the city at one time. So we've come up to the funicular with its signage.
You are here.
Could you show me again there?
Right here.
Okay.
We were at Black Church. We're at
And
what other thing?
Council Square. And we still need to make it to a number of other sites.
Yep. So we're gonna go get a bird's eye view.
So we're in line for the funicular to go up and give you the view as we're going. The
We have to
tickets, a return ticket for one person was 25 lei. So it cost us 50 lei for both of us to go up and down. 50 lei would be 13, about $13, $14 Canadian. So after walking a few minutes, we're coming up to the Brasov sign, the back of it. I'm not sure if we get to see a view of the front of it or just the back. Gonna go have a look at the info poster,
Yeah,
which
the hiking trails and stuff.
is a poster of the wildlife and the trails.
No biking down this way.
And that's the trail if you were walking up.
Which would be a
And,
nice hike if you had the time. Don't you think?
Yes, it would.
There's your sign.
Very quiet up here. You can hear a little bit of traffic and mostly birds.
And people huffing and puffing.
Yeah. So there's our view. And the back side of the Brasov sign.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Definitely the biggest lettering I've ever been next to in my life. So at the top here, right next to the Brasov sign, this is our view here. Can't see very well, but we can't see in front of the sign. Here's the Brasov sign, and looking out over Brasov.
Oh, yes, thank you so much. I'm having a banana Nutella crepe because I'm hungry.
We're
Let's go sightseeing. I'm going to eat.
We're taking a break during our day of exploring here. We just came off the funicular that took us up to the top to the Brasov sign and views of the city from up there, and wanted to highlight how nice the park is here. It's got walking paths, lots of green space, restaurants, shops, concessions. There's a concession where we got Roxanne's Nutella banana crepe, and I'm going to take you over here to show you the defensive wall of the city of Brasov, which is hundreds of years old. I don't know the dates of these, but this is an intact original defensive wall that was put up for around Brasov. And here we have, as part of that defensive wall, it's currently called the Hunter's Tower. And it was previously called the powder store, where they stored gunpowder. It was built in the Middle Ages, and originally they used it to store gunpowder in. And after it was restored, it was renamed as the Hunter's Tower. And from the Hunter's Tower, we move over to, well, I'm going to go backwards and zoom out a bit here. There are a series of towers along this wall here. I'm going to zoom as well as I can. Off in the distance you can see another tower with a terracotta roof. I'm not sure the name of that tower, but all along here there's towers and bastions. And this is on the outskirts of the city. You can see in there, that is the steeple of the Black Church. And that is just a couple hundred meters away from Council Square, or the Council Square. Over here we have what's called the Roper's Bastion, which I believe is closed to the public, so we can only see it from the outside. It's a round wall with, looks like, housing or buildings in there that look like they're currently actually being used. Someone's living there or a business. So the only view we can get of this Roper's Bastion is from the outside here. But you can see the walls got holes. I assume that was for vision and possibly cannons and firearms. And from what I understand, from what I've read, the towers and bastions were built and manned by different guilds. This one was built by the Ropers Guild, and that one, seeing as it's now called Hunter's Tower, was possibly a Hunters Guild. I'm going to take you back down the hill here to continue on to the Roper's Tower, which is a little past the Roper's Bastion. And what's really nice about all this scenery here is that it's historical architecture and archaeological stuff mixed in with recreational and park areas. A playground and exercise area, and some courts up here, walking paths, very family friendly area. And here we have an even better view of Brasov. And the Council Square is right there where you can see the yellow tower coming up. That is the House of the Council building. And over there with the steeple is the Black Church. And we get to have this view not because it's been built up here. Normally that defensive wall would have been the defense for this city of Brasov, so the invaders wouldn't have had the advantage of standing up on a hill here to see in there. So what I'm showing you here is an image of a Brasov map that maps out this section of the defensive wall. And to show you, this is approximately where I'm standing. This is the Roper's Tower here, and this is the Roper's Bastion. And this is the Hunter's Tower that I showed you earlier. And as you can see all along the city, there's a defensive wall that was built with towers and bastions all along the city of Brasov. And this was designed to protect the city along this side of the city. And I imagine
We're here at Rope Street, a tiny little narrow street. So Len will give you some info.
here's our Rope Street sign. And this street was built in the 13th century. And the whole idea of it was to give firefighters a quick access into the city, or that part of the city, without having to go a long ways around. And from what I understand, the narrowest part of here is about 44 inches. And I believe this street goes all the way through to another street. So kind of mind-boggling to think that this was built in the 13th century. And as you can see, you can reach both sides of the street. And it's also one of the smallest streets in Eastern Europe. The narrowest, sorry, not the smallest, the narrowest street. And very, very clearly it's a good spot for the graffiti artists.
And all the tourists who signed the wall. Very cool. It's very cool.
Can you touch all the way?
I can still, yeah. You could easily with your long arms. Oh, look at.
So we're going to do a return trip. We're going to come out here.
The rope statue.
Ah, and here's the rope statue. I guess this is the end. We should have come for a more.
Cool.
So here we have the Shea Gate. It was built 1827 to 1828 with the contributions of the Shea merchants, and it was built to facilitate access from the Romanian quarter into the fortress. And they built it with 2 pedestrian arches and a central larger arch for horses and vehicles of the time. Beautiful. So this is Catherine's Gate. It was built in 1559, and it was built in order to allow access. It was the only entrance into the fortress at that time from the Shea quarter for people to come in to the fortress of Brasov. So 1559, 600 years ago. Beautiful piece of architecture and history.
Well, we're wrapping up our day here in Transylvania. I like saying that. I think it's better than Brasov. Transylvania. We've done lots in Transylvania. 3 busy days. So we are heading back. Today's our last night, so we grabbed pizza. And Len's going to try a Romanian potato pizza. I don't know. We'll see how that is. And we had a busy day. We're tired. We got to go home pack. Tomorrow is our packing day, our leaving day. We're on the road again. New country tomorrow. So it's a big travel day. So we got lots of prep to do and packing to do. So I think what we're going to do is wrap this one up for the day.
And we get to walk
Going
through
the
Council Square
Council
here.
Square again to our place. We're close by. This is such a cool area. So, anything you have to add before we leave this really cool town? This is a really neat city.
We had more time to spend here.
Yeah, one day wasn't enough.
We only saw a portion and we could see so much more.
Yeah, we wish we would have got more on the, like, I know we went to Bran, but it would have been nice to do some hiking in the hills around here and stuff. That would be a definite return to do thing for us. This is a nice area. I could see why it's very popular. But everybody's eating out here. We're heading home to eat our pizza and pack.
Roxanne, flip the camera and show you the hip scene here.
Okay. Here's the hip scene. Tables will be filled not too long from now. Lots of people coming out to eat now. It's about 5:30, 6 o'clock. And it's getting busy. So I'll let you see our walk home. And I hope Len doesn't squish my pizza.
I'm
I could see this as being a town that I would come back to, or a city I'd come back to. It's really fun here. We overshot, so we have to turn around, go back.
we get to see.
But we get to see all this commotion again. And one really cool thing about this city, Brasov, is that there's Wi-Fi that's free. You don't need to buy Wi-Fi. It's free. We were never lost, really.
Well, in the central.
In the
area.
central, and everywhere else, I've just logged into open Wi-Fi.
And Roxanne will give you that detail later.
Well, it's called One City, and it's free. So if you come here, don't buy Wi-Fi. Don't buy a card. Just use their free Wi-Fi. It's awesome. Very generous. Okay, I think we're getting closer.
We go right.
We go right?
Oh no, we go left.
We go left. See, I told you guys, he's terrible at directions. My pizza will be ice cold by the time we get there. I'm gonna flip it for you guys.
This might even be where we came in. I'm not sure.
When we came here this morning, there was like hardly anybody in this area, and it's packed, so we're not familiar with it, with all these people. We're used to seeing it empty.
We're coming up to our home street.
Almost there.
Basescu.
Basescu.
Strada Nicolae.
I think we go that way.
Basescu.
See, I told you. He gets confused with directions. This is our street.
Bine, da, se
Sì,
sente
è
ok,
vero,
dar
relax.
să încep să tremur, să faci
It's so cool.
And up on our left is
Yeah,
where we went up.
funicular is up there that we were at. And if I keep walking, you can see the Brasov sign up there.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and hit the bell button if you want to be notified when we put out our next video. Thanks for coming along.